Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Environmental Coffee House. I am your host, Sandy Shellis, and it is really good to be here tonight. I do not have a guest because I honestly was way too lazy and too busy to actually get a guest. And I am doing a show that I want to do. Okay? I'm doing a show because I watch prepper channels. And I've been watching prepper channels for quite a while. And I'm going to talk about what I've noticed in these channels while you guys are joining. And of course, I have a video. All right. So hi, Kay, and hi, Kim. Thank you for moderating. And hello, Rich and Jean and Christopher Spavins and Billy Joe and It Sure Is Hot and Patty P. Midas Lisa. Hello, hello, hello. So welcome this evening. Welcome. So, all right. So what started me on this? What started me on this is this woman's video I found. One of those prepper channels. Oh my good, okay, Steven says City Prepper's the best. He's not fear porn based. Well, we're going to talk about some of this. Basically, I'm coming from the religious angle, all right? Because, well, I'm an atheist. You're born an atheist until you get religion from your family or whatever. Everybody's born an atheist until religiosity, Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, all of it comes into your life. You're born an atheist. Okay. But these people, so where I'm going tonight is, basically, it started on Twitter like it always does with the meme that had to do with Bill Gates. And Bill Gates is, Bill Gates now, all of them are also upset. They're all upset because Bill Gates has bought farmland. Yes, he has bought farmland. And we've probably all seen it, And we've seen it and everybody's talking about it. And I'm going to get to my take on things. And of course, I'm not the biggest, I'm not a Bill Gates fangirl or anything like that. No. I am actually going to talk about this from a couple of different aspects. And when you talk about it from the aspect of, paranoia, I think it's interesting. And I have been going back and forth into the psychological realm behind all this, behind all the paranoia, behind the hatred of and rightly so, the hatred or the dislike, Everyone here, please promise to never sell land to Bill Gates. All right, listen. It's I'm going to get started. As you guys are joining, we're getting people coming in, coming on. I do have a video, but this video is an interesting one. This is a gal that I found due to other prepping channels that I listen to or I used to listen to. They used to talk about homesteading. They used to talk about growing food. And maybe, they still do. But what I've noticed, and this is something that's really bugged me, but over this not very long time, the religiosity within the community of people that are growing food and homesteading has really changed. All right. So if you guys are ready, and then we're gonna discuss all of this. I'm going to play this video. I don't know, I'm not going to wait for too many people. It's an 8-minute video. And it actually, we're going to talk about what this woman is saying. We're going to talk about, all right, what they call conspiracy theories, all of the things that people, yeah, well, hi, Tranquil. Those people are ridiculous. Connecting Bill Gates is like eating vegan food. Eating vegan food is like connecting the Hells Angels with the Pope. I could tell already this is going to be a good show. Okay, let's give that. Thank you, Tranquil. That was good. All right, anyway. So can I go into, let's play my video. Listen, I'm going to tell you, if you are a fundamentalist Christian, you will not be happy with my show. Okay, I am right now telling you, you won't be happy with my show if you are a fundamentalist Christian. If you ask questions and you question things, that's okay. It's always okay to question. However, I'm not religious. I don't want to offend anybody. Oh, well, bye-bye. Okay, Lisa. All right. Bye. All right. So here we go. And I'm gonna play this video so you guys can. I know you were just kidding, Lisa. She was just kidding. Of course you were. All right. So I'm going to play this video for you, and then we're going to go into, I'm going to talk about, and I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the different preppers. Well, I'm not going to name names. I'm just going to play this, my experience. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Bill Gates. But it's not just Bill Gates, okay? It's not Bill Gates. It's everything that has to do with money, billionaires, all that shit. So let's go. All right, guys, let me get ready. We're going to play this video. It's 8 minutes. I put it together. Hopefully you will, you'll like it. You'll get it. I threw it together. I hope it is, I make my point with it, with her. Okay, here we go.
If I already scare you on my videos, you need to go ahead and turn this one off. It is not your responsibility to try to convince anybody on the planet to be preparing. I tell you to talk about it, and to spread the word, and to speak of all the issues that are happening right now, because I don't want you to be afraid to. Because see, we've all been, the attempt to silence us has been so severe over the last 2.5 years that has done a lot of damage. So that's why I say what I say. Everything is about to have at some point soon, okay? Whether it's tonight, whether it's next month, whether it's next year, the day of reckoning is coming. Now, what that means to you could be different than what it means to me, but what I feel personally in my mind and in my spirit is we are all right now being given every opportunity to get right. Down here, we call it getting right with God. Okay? We put it on signs, we hang it from our porches, and we point blank tell you. Now, you can also translate that into the day of reckoning is going to be where every wrong every wrong that's ever been done is going to be held accountable. You may not have a problem today, like I said, you might be able to go pick up some, ground round right now at the Piggly Wiggly. How is this going to look in the fall? How is this going to look next spring? You have got to start understanding that, like I said, and this is what I call it, a day of reckoning is coming. A day of reckoning is coming. Have you set? So I don't make these videos to stress you out. I don't know how I could stress you out any further. So let me remind you once again, a day of reckoning is coming. Warnings are everywhere. They're coming from everywhere. So If I were to take over a country from within, the first thing that I would want to accomplish is to completely demoralize and divide its own people. If I were to want to take over a country, I would make sure that the absolute thing that most people believe in is questioned and dismissed. If I were to want to take over a country and to proceed with number 3 after accomplishing 1 and 2, I would also want to make sure that people were demoralized and were completely taught to believe that the essence of their country, the essence of their being, the essence of everything that they stand for and that what they were taught was nothing but bad. I would make you question your parents. I would make you question God. I would make you question self-sufficiency. Heck, I'd even make you question if you even knew who and what you were. I would dumb down your children so fast it'd make your head spin. I would make them think that they cannot rely on God, they can't rely on family, they can't rely on community. There's only one thing that they can believe and trust in, and that is the almighty government. I would allow them to flood every which way they can, and I would also allow them to buy up the land. Yeah, if I were to want to bring down a country and take it over from within, these are some of the things that I would probably do. I definitely would attack the children, and I would attack history. I would make it so that if you went to a historical site, you don't know what history you're getting to be taught at all. I don't know. I would just try my best to divide you, to make you question everything, to make you question your essence of being and all creations from God. I don't know. I've been to a few historical events this year for the first time in the last 3 years. And a lot of things have changed. It just seems to me that a lot of the people that are taking over important places in our school systems, our universities, history centers, associations, local government, I don't know. Just feels like they have a different interest these days. I don't know. If I were the devil, wouldn't that be a prime time to just swoop in and continue to take over? At that point, maybe I would attack the food supply chain, attack folks' ability to be more self-reliant, be able to afford to drive to work, be able to afford to run a tractor and grow corn. And even if they could grow corn, I don't know, maybe you could mess with a few things to make sure that corn just doesn't happen. Strongly urging you to have multiple copies of historical books, particularly the Bill of Rights and the U.S. Constitution. Have these things in multiple copies in multiple fashions and tuck them away in safe places. I would start memorizing Bible verses. I would start handing out Bible verses. If you're not a Christian, this is not to I pray that you find Jesus. I mean that with every bit of love in my heart. I'm not going to backtrack and try to cushion and take back my love for God and for the Lord Jesus Christ. I pray you find Him. Folks, I know I have a lot of folks my age, a lot of mamas out there that are concerned about a lot of things that are happening right now, and we see isolated situations going on. Hang on, I missed this one. I think. Did I get it? We see food prices and we see inflation and we see taking care of our children. But I'm telling you right now, if we don't dig deep together on a spiritual level, on a mental level and understanding what's happening around us and what things are piecing together like. It's not going to matter if we grow tomatoes for our children. They're not going to have the freedom to eat it. Remember that. Think about all of these things. If it sounds like a bunch of hogwash to you, well, I pray that your day of reckoning comes where you wake up and the sun hits your face and God whispers into your ear and the truth is revealed. Because I don't know. If I were the devil and I wanted to plan a takeover, sounds like a lot of the groundwork's already been laid out for my plan.
All right. I want to read a comment. And yes, unapologetic vegan. This is the world through her eyes, nothing more. Exactly. This is the world through her eyes. But when this woman says, there's a couple of things. She said they are silencing, they are being silenced. Well, if she was being silenced, I'm going to set this up. Let me set this up. If she was being silenced, I want to know why she, on this last one, warning from a farmer, get ready. She has 773,000 views, okay? And 3,460 comments, and she has 353,000 subscribers. So she's being silenced. Do you think she's being silenced? No, I don't think she's being silenced. And I don't think that, I just don't understand what's happening. Well, I do understand what's happening. I think that our country is in a collective of hysteria, paranoia. It is very paranoid. And the fundamentalist Christian mindset is taking over, obviously. They're taking over. Because if they weren't taking over, we wouldn't have all of the, she gaslights. She's saying that, the Democrats, the demon rats, whatever, are taking over state houses, when it's clear in the United States that that's not true. Okay, that's not true. Now, she has a lovely website, Appalachia's Homestead. I mean, these are these kind of channels I used to watch, and I loved. Whoops, I just screwed up I loved learning about things. Food, gardening, canning, animals, all of it. I'm not an animal agriculturist, obviously, but I used to love learning about these things. And from 2015, it has gone from homesteading and talking about all those lovely things that you do on a homestead. And then it went all the way right to paranoia. And people talking about their children being stolen and Health and Human Services stealing the kids. And, well, anyway. So what I want to do now is go into a little bit of the video. And I want to talk about comments, the comment section. Because I read and I follow a gazillion different YouTubers. I listen to lefties, righties, paranoid, homesteaders, Christian. I listen to them all. I like Telltale. He used to be a Jehovah's Witness. He does videos showing that exposing the churches. So I watch so much of everything, and I read the comment sections. If I didn't do what I do, I don't think I would be as an effective commentator as I am. I don't just stay in my wheelhouse. I expand my vision to learn. But when I look at 773,000 views from somebody that is being silenced, by the way, and 3,460 comments. Well, I thought, you know what? Let's look at a few of them. Now, I didn't go down, but I mean, there's more yesterday. I mean, 21 minutes ago. What do I get? 500 or 600 views? And this woman is getting almost 800,000 views, but they're being silenced. So let's see here. I really wish I had found, there were so many. Oh, here, watch the dimming from Dane Wigington. No, thank you. I am not a Dane Wigington fan, and everybody knows it because he's a climate change denier. He doesn't believe in climate change because it's a sinister plot. Sorry. If you think he believes in climate change, I'm sorry. He always starts out and then he comes to his bang, and I watch him too, but I don't watch him too much anymore. Let's see. Looks like weather modification. Prepare for communism, new world order. I'll fight to the end. Every day is a day of reckoning if you are even remotely a believer. Let's see. Oh, now she opened up this last one with, it was a letter from a Texan, and they're talking about the person from Texas was a farmer, and the farmer is talking about the lack of rain. And basically, to these people, they think it is the government in the United States is literally causing the problems with the climate because they can't understand the science, or they're too scared to understand the science. The fear of the reality of what's going on. But this is how they're raised in a church that tells them certain things. And God. So let's see. 15 cloud seeding companies in Texas alone, they control the weather. Oh my fucking God. Okay. We're not going to go into the war because I'm not. That's a different show. Okay. And then I'm going to talk about who these people are selling their farms to, or why they're selling. Who is selling the farms? Here, let's see. Playing the long game. Nothing more, nothing left. The current global crisis has been in the collective minds of the evil they. Oh, can the average American imagine that the current upcoming food crisis is the worst in the third world countries across the globe? Be not afraid. Hallelujah. Oh, boy. Let's see. I want to talk about this. All right, here's one. Not making this up, folks. I would include a link, but not allowed here. Texas GOP has included this in the referendum to secede, item 272. One world, the United States is a sovereign nation founded on the principles of freedom. We reject any assertion of authority over our nation or its citizens from foreign individuals or entities, such as the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, and the United Nations. We reject the concept of a one world government, the Great Reset. Okay. We're going to talk about that one. And I'm going to talk about it for a minute. So I'm going to, all right. First of all, I'm going to tell you that the Great Reset and One New World Order and all this is me telling you what I think and feel. Is capitalism throughout the world for the most part. It is consumerism throughout the world for the most part. It is evil people throughout the world for the most part. And what I would like to ask her is, if she's so worried about, she alludes to Bill Gates buying the farmland and all that, what kind of camera is she using to make her videos? What kind of computer is she using to do this? Who is she uploading to? What companies? These people have to understand, or they don't have to understand. They don't understand because it's all from God, right? Okay, so it's all from God, and God is giving them the laptop. But if they're using Microsoft Windows, then she's using a Bill Gates product, right? Yeah. Yeah, get her on the show. No, sorry. I'm sure that somebody like her wouldn't come on my show. Although the thing is, when you look at the video she made 6 years ago about homesteading, it's different from then to now. Okay? Yes, and Caleb, I understand that you're saying, and I don't use the word deplorables. They know that they're getting screwed and lied to and so on. We're all getting screwed and lied to. But they don't understand the reasons why they're getting screwed and lied to. They blame the wrong thing. They blame the wrong thing, and they don't understand it's the economic system. They don't understand it's the fossil fuel company, which a lot of them are beholden to because that's what they use. They don't understand. They don't want to understand. They want to go to church and it's their God, and they can have their head in, that's it, buried in a Bible. Yes, it's white supremacy pipeline into Christian fascists, and a lot of it is. Yeah, or who they're getting screwed and lied to by. Who? The billionaire class. We didn't have a billionaire class. What, 40 years ago? Did we have a billionaire class before Ronald Reagan? No. How many billionaires do we have now? Does she talk about the billionaire class in those terms? No. Because they constantly watch Fox, OAN, One America News, Newsmax, or whatever the frig they watch. And this is what gets to me. It upsets me where they used to be just so sweet. And even another person I watch, a canning lady. Now, I can all my food. I do all this stuff. I wouldn't say I'm an outright prepper. And yes, Tranquil Forest Bird, she's been radicalized. 740,000 people that liked her video and watched her video have been radicalized. That's pretty scary, okay? It's pretty scary because they're gaslighting the rest of the country. They're gaslighting everybody by saying this. Who really understands this stuff? We do. The World Economic Forum is made up of wealthy capitalist industrialists. They want to keep their piece of the pie also. No more, no less. Whatever whatever you want to call evil, or what she says, it's evil or whatever, it is how the world is. Maybe I'm the radical one. Maybe I am. Rob. I might be. You're here again. This time you can behave yourself. I don't have a guest for you to put down. Okay. So anyway, maybe I'm the evil one to them because we are divided, but we've been divided by the people that, not by the people that she's asserting have divided us. We're being divided by her people. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to go into foreign reasons why we were divided. We were divided by a lot of different reasons. And I will tell you, as an administrator on a Facebook group back during when Bernie was running, we had hundreds and maybe thousands of people that were from Macedonia, all kinds. We had to get rid of all of them. So there was foreign interference in all of it. How do you get thousands of Macedonians sitting in call centers? And yes, Rob, the elites run the world. We know that. And she knows that. Although they have their elitists, Kenneth Copeland, all of those ministers that make a gazillion dollars. Kenneth Copeland, who talks about the fact that he bought a $40+ million airplane. Oh, he says he didn't pay that much for it. Okay. But they worship these people. Why do they worship religious millionaires and maybe billionaires by this time? But they don't, but then they're going to put down everybody else because they don't understand it. They don't try to understand it. They'd rather gaslight everybody. Yeah, hi, Sat. Tucker Carlson, he's another one. And it's not only religious people that listen to Tucker Carlson. I have family members that listen to Tucker Carlson who have no religion in them at all. Hi, Scott. All right. So, basically, this is what I wanted to talk about. It upsets me that these people who were just, simply having homesteading channels have turned into, what? Can I say it? Religious zealots, And I care. Okay, you can say this. Caleb could say, who cares what they do? How do you not care? When the United States, had been on the precipice of it is on the precipice of a right-wing takeover. And they are gaslighting. I got something to show you. So you go from this. Yes, they won this. You go from this, and we're going to go to this, and then we're going to have a little talk. Okay.
On June 24th, the Supreme Court voted to overturn Roe v. Wade and created a real-life horror story for women in America. This decision has stripped the rights to a legal and safe abortion from millions of women in this country. It does not, however, stop abortions from happening. Countries that restrict abortions have a higher rate of abortion than countries that don't. An estimated 1.2 million women received unsafe abortions each year before Roe v. Wade. Women in poverty are less likely to be able to afford safe methods of abortion and also risk being blackmailed to receive services and maintain confidentiality. Cases of severe hemorrhaging, poisoning, infection, or damage to internal organs are all life-threatening results that hospitals will now be faced with. I am an ordained minister, and regardless of what we all believe in, we choose those beliefs for ourselves. For Scripture says in Corinthians, "For why is my liberty being judged by another man's conscience?" The government, comprised of mostly white men, has no place to decide for women what is right for them. The ability for any woman in America to make choices concerning her own health is a natural, basic democratic right of every woman. Abortions won't end, but this democracy will if the government refuses to stay out of people's personal choices. Make no mistake about it. Women will die, and there's nothing pro-life about that. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate to be one of the votes needed to codify a woman's right to choose as the law of the land.
You think the preppers care about those people? Do you think they do? No, because they don't believe in a woman's right to choose. They believe in bodily autonomy. They believe in bodily autonomy for some things. Yep. So you go through, and again, I am not hating on this person because of her Christianity. I'm not liking on her because of her paranoia. The paranoia that is spreading through these channels that used to be just homesteading channels. And even this other channel that I like, they're succumbing to this shit. And that won't be me. And I like to grow, and I like to can, and I like to keep, and I like to do all of that. But I certainly am not going to sit there and say, okay, well, we're prepping for the end times, those end times. All right, so here we go. Let's see, guys. I'm going to pull this up and shut this down. All right, we're going to look at oops, sorry, wait a minute. All right, we're going to look at this. So I found this other website, and this is the Wicked Prepper. And the Wicked Prepper, should Christians be preppers? And 10 reasons it's completely biblical for a Christian to be a prepper. And so this person to 2020 was making the case, and I'm not reading articles tonight. We're just talking. Christian prepping is about focus, faith, and stewardship. Yep. It's also about guns. It's also about guns. Here's another prepper. This prepper, pretty much everything on this guy, New York prepper too. Yeah, look at the views that these people get. Oh, yeah, guns and firearms and all that other horse shit, because when shit hits the fan, we better have a whole lot of fucking weapons. That's all I have to say. At least this guy has to say. New York, 42,000 subscribers. I can't even fucking get 3,000 subscribers. Of course, I'm not monetized. They all are. So, God is about money. God is all about money, guys. All about money. All right. So this guy had an article, the Genesis mandate supports Christian prepping. And guys, again, live and let live. Live and let live, which is not happening in this country anymore. Live and let live. So this is all about, can God physically save us if we are unprepared? And it goes through, Joseph was a prepper who saved the world from famine and Pharaoh and all this. So prepping is a manifestation of godly wisdom. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. So there's that one. All right. So one of the things that was being discussed was the Texas drought. And this article in the Texas Tribune talks about what they're fearing as the worst. And not once did this woman utter the words climate crisis, climate change, any of it, because they are so indoctrinated not to even understand science. And what's happening in Texas is it's crazy. Drought monitor, more than 80% of Texas has been facing drought conditions most of the year. And we had a drought here too, but this is Texas because Texas has a lot of fundamentalists. And I want to say something about the fundamentalists in Texas. I wonder if they understand how evil Rick Scott, their senator, that fucking asshole, they're so fundamental, but Rick Scott is he a billionaire who defrauded the government, okay, through his insurance company and fraudulent Medicare billing. How do they get away with how do they deal with this? It's confusing, and I'm not going to pull up all of my scientific and psychological words. It's messed up. So, but in Texas, a lot of people are thinking that it's on purpose. The government is doing this to actually take everything from them. The government's doing this to them. The United States government is doing this to them. But what don't they understand? If the United States government did this to them, that there would be no workers because we are capitalist to the max and then they need the workers? Or do they think it's going to be, Scott's from Florida. Sorry. That's right. It's Scott's from Florida, but same state. I'm mixing it up, right? Same ridiculous mindset. Sorry. That's right. You're right. They have Greg Abbott. That fascist. But anyway. And you know what? Somebody else said this, and I'm really glad to have interaction with you guys tonight. Her garden looked like it was doing pretty good, so she's probably not too concerned about drought and climate change. God's protecting her tomatoes. Right. Okay. Somebody actually made that comment in one of her videos. But it's been a terrible, terrible thing to see this happening in Texas and all these farms. And again, what they were talking about was that it was the paranoia was that it was the government doing it. So now we're going to go on. Let's move a little bit. No, we're not going to talk about her, and I'm not going to show you anything this one says. But this goes on to Bill Gates' North Dakota land purchase sparks questions online. And by the way, I will show you that in the farms and land in Farms 2021, in the USDA. It will show you number of farms, average size. You can find all the information about who has sold the farms to these people like Bill Gates, by the way, and the number of farms and the average farms. And you can go through this whole thing, all the states, and look at all these statistics on farms and land. All right. So I just wanted to show you that because it was interesting to me. And in the paranoid, psychopathic brain of, well, I wouldn't call her a psych. I don't know. I'm not going to call her a psychopath. She is a product of her environment. All right. So people were upset, but Gates won the approval of the North Dakota Republican Attorney General to buy the farmland for $13.5 million from potato growers Campbell Farms. Campbell Farms, all right? So when all of these people are screaming like this idiot from Turning Point USA, which is the Hitler Youth Fascists of America, he tweets, Bill Gates just bought 2,100 acres of farmland in North Dakota, adding 207 to the 270,000 acres he inexplicably owns. No, it's not inexplicable, Charlie. He's a capitalist. He's making an investment. And then, of course, they got to throw the China in. And why do we allow this? Ask your party. Ask the Democrats, too. They're just as capitalist as the Republicans. They're all uber capitalists, okay? But here, let's see. Responding to the news about Gates buying farmland, Jeffrey Ventry, a training psychiatrist, tweeted, Bill Gates just won legal approval to buy it. Okay, so this isn't the first time. He's amassed nearly 270,000 acres of farmland, and he's already the largest private owner. Now, Bill Gates, again, is a capitalist. I'm not scared of Bill Gates. I don't think Bill Gates is trying to steal everything from everybody or build an evil empire. All right. I don't. Do I like billionaires? Do I like that we have a billionaire class? Do I like that the United States has turned into this? No. Hello, mind. Capitalism doesn't exist. All there is fascism. Well, we're there. We're almost there. And if we were ever a democracy, I don't know. We were built on colonial settler genocide. Anyway. And that's a whole other issue that I don't want to bring up. So farmland is often a sought-after asset that increases in value because there's a constant demand for food and produce grown on the land. So Newsweek, they had reached out, but I don't know if they got anything. So, oh, Jesus. See, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Gates has some diabolical scheme for one of his fanatic Democrat ideas. The land will not be used to benefit America. Oh, they can go fuck themselves, actually. Who knows what he's going to do? You know, he's a freaking businessman, just like their beloved Donald Trump was. But Donald Trump wasn't smart enough to buy farmland. So now the Republican lawmakers are demanding why it happened, you know, over his, they want him to testify to the Agricultural Committee. Fine, testify. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not something diabolical. He's a businessman. He's not stupid. And you know what? He has said things about the food, the way the United States feeds its people. Not very well. So Microsoft, and let me tell you, they're all probably using Microsoft. Or if they're using Apple, it's the same, you know, what is it? The same side of two coins of the same side. So Dusty Johnson, who's probably another really intelligent member of the House, wants this to happen. and the committee should be interested in Mr. Gates' ownership. Well, first of all, then South Dakota shouldn't have sold it to him, should they? If they were so worried about it, North Dakota. If they were so worried about it, why? Okay. Oh, and here you go. I don't see why the government has any business of it. There's no law that says how much farmland you can own. And there's another part. There's another part of this issue. These people are for small government, but when it doesn't suit them, let's get the government involved. Oh my God, small government, stay out of my life. The Bundys up in Oregon, stay out. But when it's something they don't like, or if it's somebody that they don't like, oh my God. Now, this could be a different show. Gates is totally into pushing GMO seeds. Vandana Shiva is eloquent in her opposition of him and his activity in India. Fine. And then there's scientists who will tell you that GMOs were created to feed the world. So again, there's two sides to every story. I'm not a huge proponent of it. I'm not prepared to discuss it in this show. I don't like Roundup. I don't like any of it. But the actual reason for genetically modifying seeds to grow food was for the good of the world. It wasn't sinister in the beginning. And that's my thoughts. I don't like any of it. Monsanto was sold to Bayer. It's all the same shit. So this was an article back in April of 2021 about this. The same reason Nick was asking why, and this was in The Guardian. And basically, he wasn't very happy about it, but he came from a little bit. He says the United States is defined by excesses of its ruling class, but why do a handful of people own so much land? Land is power, I would say it, or land is wealth. Land is gold, I say. I wish I had bought more land. I'm not going to lie. And you're right. Rich, Roundup is now found in over 70% of Americans' urines, and that pisses me off. It should piss everyone off because it was not supposed to be that way in the beginning. Not at all. So land is about race and class, the relationship to land, who owns it, who works it, and who cares for it, reflects obscene levels of inequality and legacies of colonialism and white supremacy in the United States and across the world. Yes, and I'm going to give that the gong, not the bong. Wealth accumulation always goes hand in hand with exploitation and dispossession. In this country, enslaved black labor first built U.S. wealth atop stolen native land. Yeah. The 1862 Homestead Act opened up 270 million acres of indigenous territory, which amounts to 10% of U.S. land for white settlement. And it got worse than that. Right, worse than that. Black, Mexican, Asian, Native people, of course, were categorically excluded from the benefits of a federal program that subsidized and protected generations of white wealth. And tell me, what did that woman from that homesteading channel look like? What did she look like? And I'm not saying there aren't black homesteaders, because there are, and I follow Homestead Heart. But she's a lot different than sister that we saw. So this article talks about a lot of this era, how we are dominated by the ultra rich, the climate crisis, and a burgeoning green capitalism. And Bill Gates' new book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, positions him as a thought leader in how to stop putting greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. See, when you're a billionaire now in this country, that categorizes you to be an expert in everything. There you go. Expert in everything. So, he said it's not connected to climate change. He said it came from his investment group, Cascade Investment. And that was another thing. His investment group. Why did North Dakota work with that investment group? Because they're all greedy, okay? They're all greedy. Earl. sorry. We're going to need a big flush. All right. I'll tell you what. Since we're talking about Bill Gates, why don't we give Bill Gates the flush of the day? Bye-bye, Bill. Earl loves that. Earl, you love it. Thank you, Earl. You got your big flush. I know, Earl, you always love the flush. Okay. So basically you can read the rest of this because basically everything in this article is what we talk about on this channel. So small farmers, indigenous people, they're more cautious with the use of land. For indigenous caretakers, land use isn't premised on a return of investments. It's about maintaining the land for the next generation, meeting the needs of the present, and a respect for diversity of life. Now, maybe that female fundamentalist prepper might feel a little like that, but I don't think so as far as their use of animals, because animals are supposed to be, animals, God said animals were put there for us, right? Is that what they say? Anyway, the average person has nothing in common with mega landowners like Bill Gates or Ted Turner. The land we all live on should not be the sole property of a few. We agree on that. All right. We agree with the prepper on that one. It shouldn't be, but for reasons that they can't understand or don't want to. So that brings me then to, I already did that, the USDA. That brings me to Tyson. Why doesn't it upset them that Tyson is one of the largest land users, land pigs, 9 million acres or more, okay, or more. And they really don't give a shit. But why is it okay for these farmers to get most of, cattle, pigs, and chickens? They will, it's okay. Go ahead. Fine. Let's sell our shit to Tyson. That's all right. Tyson. Who's Tyson owned by? I think I had it up here. Tyson. All right, let's see who Tyson is owned by. It seems like hypocrisy, doesn't it? Tyson subsidiaries. Okay. Look at this. Tyson Food. Check it out. Let me see if I can make this. I don't know if I can make this any bigger so you guys can see a little bit better. All right. Look at all of these different food services and subsidiaries that are 100% owned. Look at them. All of them. Receivables, sales, seafood, share, seafood even. Okay, Tyson Chicken, Hudson Foods, meat product exports, all these people and all of these farmers exist to sell to Tyson. But she doesn't mention any of that. And that was where I put it together in my mind that Tyson's okay. Tyson's okay, but Bill Gates isn't. Because they make money from Tyson. Benton Sales, Oaklawn Sales, Shandong Tyson, DeLong Food Company. Yeah, the poultry, fresh meats. I mean, it's a big, 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 huge industry. My ex-husband would pick up, when I was married the first time, would pick up food from Tyson. I went with him. He was a truck driver, and I went with him across the country a few times. Went to Tyson. I've told this before. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible going there. But people had jobs, and they all came out. I went inside to the where they were in the break room with their white. They all had white clothing on and a lot of blood. Well, Tyson's owned by a lot of people. Let's see if I have any more. Tyson Foods broker. Oh, here's another one. Yeah. They had a settlement for $200 million antitrust chicken lawsuit filed by chicken farmers. So there was a problem in Paradise, huh? A provisional settlement agreement of $200 million was reached in the antitrust lawsuit filed against Tyson Foods by chicken farmers. they had a role in driving down the salary of chicken farmers until they became forever indebted like modern day sharecroppers. So does this woman, that prepper, understand what happened to the chicken farmers that were selling to Tyson? They don't mention any of this, you know. They're just going to mention the World Economic Forum, which is the world's billionaire capitalists. They're going to why are they talking about the health? I don't know. You know, all of this and I hate the word conspiracy, but it's so much bullshit, misinformation, disinformation, all of it. All of it. People are so fucking brainwashed. And this was exactly what I was talking about. Working for America's biggest chicken processor is no picnic. They make their own rules and rake in profits while everyone else suffers. And I'm not reading, but they were 73rd on the Fortune 500. And it's a horrible place to work. But I wonder how many people that follow these kind of channels or fundamentalists work for Tyson. Do you? Do you wonder? All right, let's see. I think I may have had, and this was what? This was, okay, that was pretty much I think that was basically everything I had. The fence post. This was the last one, that Tyson's enrolled less than 5% of feed acreage in a sustainability program, even though we know that sustainability is pretty much a bunch of bullshit. But they had a goal to improve environmental practices on 2 million acres of feed crops by 2020, which, what did they put in? 408,000 acres. So Tyson sucks. And I would say that they are a lot worse than Bill Gates, even though I'm not a fan, okay? Just understand that. I'm not a fan. And but I just wanted to point out some of those things that I saw and didn't agree with, you know, or just I noticed. So let's go through a few of the comments because I'm keeping this to an hour and we are at 57 minutes. Hi, Dave. Bongo Dave. Whether they live a truly range-free existence are given access to a concrete yard or are factory farmed, all chickens end up at the same horrifying slaughterhouses when just a few weeks old. It's pretty awful. And by the way, next Friday night, I have the Unapologetic Vegan on, and we're going to do a hell of a good show. Yeah, meat will be banned and we can eat Bill Gates' Impossible meat. We'll see. I don't think meat's going to be banned in the United States. I doubt it. I certainly doubt it. Okay, let's see. I can't seem to face up to facts. I'm tense and nervous, and I can't relax. This Colonel Sanders job is getting me down. A crazy chicken chasing me all over town. If I knew it, I would have sung that one. All right, guys. Let's see. China did. Oh well, we know that was Smithfield Farms, and China's polluting. Well, Smithfield Farms is polluting North Carolina. That's a big, I've covered that on a show before. All right, guys. Do you have any questions? Billy Joe had an argument with Bill Gates in the Orlando Computer Expose in the Hilton. They threatened to kick us out? Really? Because he's arrogant. Because he's a billionaire. Just like, what's his name that we always flush? The big ag companies use smaller farm operations to raise their animals. It may involve 3 different farms before the animals are ready for slaughter, and they drive them around. And, they're even buying from the Amish because my Amish neighbors, I think I've told you this, that there is a huge veal barn I drive by, and I feel like I am driving by Auschwitz, and that I am a German. And that I know what goes on in that barn. But I drive by knowing that there's a Holocaust in that barn. And Michael, I don't agree with you, okay? I don't agree with you, but I know who you are, and it's okay. But I feel like I'm going through by a Holocaust because I see, but I can't do anything about it. And yes, I do get it, Jean. I feel it. It's horrible. It is horrible. And yes, Rich, Gates doesn't like to be questioned. He probably doesn't. They don't want to say what they think deep down. His wife would tell us. Gates benefited from a very small window of specific conditions in the economic development. He's no genius. No. He might not be. I don't know. And overshoot. That's the bottom of everything. It's overshoot. Yeah, she gets me. She feels the same way going past the awful pig farms where the poor creatures never see the light of day. It's horrible, but we're going to deal with this next Friday night when Unapologetic Vegan joins us. And that's going to be a really good show. So you have to come. You definitely have to come. Well, I'm really happy, guys, that you joined me. Let's see. Vegematic. He was talking about these preppers. They sit alone at home and watch these clown evangelists, hoping for some meaning in their lives. It's sad because those evangelists steal their money. They steal their money. And they willingly give, just like Donald Trump on Truth Social. And Donald Trump, his ex-wife dies, and he puts the notification on with a fucking fundraising tag. You know, click here. All right. Well, anyway, this has been great. I love you all. Don't forget, like and subscribe. You know, you want to buy us a coffee, you don't want to buy us a coffee. By the way, I didn't get my new oh, wait a minute. My new computer. Oh, I didn't get it yet. Okay, because I don't have time to set it up and I'm short for what I want. I'm a consumer. I'm a capitalist. I'm a consumer. What do you want from me? I'm short. I can't buy something that's not going to work for the next how many years? Probably the last thing I'll ever buy in my pathetic fucking life. So we'll see. All right, everybody. Thank you, Jean. I love you, Jean. Thank you. I knew that you would appreciate what I was trying to say. If anybody understands it. Like I said, I don't hate this woman. I feel sad. I feel kind of sometimes disgust. What are you going to do? I do this. All right. Good night. I will see you on Sunday with Jennifer. I love you guys a lot. You know that. Thank you for coming. I will be busy out in my garden tomorrow. I've got to tie up the broccoli so that the sun, because it's so much hotter, so that the sun will not bake the little broccolis that grow in there. And last year I tied them up and I got beautiful heads of broccoli. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And I hurt. I am really getting worse in my disabilities, friends. But the show must go on. And I love this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good night.